Hello students, welcome to the first session for a new and exciting chapter for 11th standard science biology, that is chapter number 3, the plant kingdom. Now up till now we have discussed very well about the various characteristics of the plants. Just as the plants are multicellular in nature, they are basically autotrophs, they are the producers in case of the food chain, and they prepare their own food by means of the photosynthesis. So therefore they are said to be the autotrophs. So today we shall focus in much detail about one major group in relation to the plant kingdom, that is the algae. Now algae has the three basic groups, that is the chlorophycia, the rhodophycia and the phaeophycia. So let us go in much detail about the general characteristics of the algae and its various other groups. So as we have discussed very well about the characteristics of the plants, that is the plants are mainly multicellular in nature. They are made up of more than one cells. They are eukaryotic, that is the nucleus is very well developed. Furthermore, the plants are photoautotrophs, that is with the help of light they prepare their own food. Furthermore, and they are the producers, that is they produce the food which is used for the other levels of the food chain. So there are basically 5 major groups of the plants and they have a huge role to play in the entire plant kingdom. The first one is the algae, the second is the bryophytes, the third the pteridophytes, fourth the gymnosperms, and fifth the angiosperms. And all these 5 groups, they have further subdivisions which when studied very well, a person comes to know about the entire characteristics of the plant kingdom. Now focusing on the general features of the algae. Now this algae has a lot of major characteristics and we observe the algae in our day-to-day life and especially during the monsoon season. So if you understand it very well, so what are the basic characteristics of it? Let us go in the crux of it. Now algae are basically studied in various branches and the study of algae is said to be the phycology. These algae are the chlorophyll bearing, they are simple and they have a thalloid body, that is not differentiation into root, stems and leaves, and they are basically autotrophic in nature, that is they can prepare their own food. Now as they are thalloid, so here you will not be able to differentiate between the roots, the stems and the leaf, and they lack the vascular tissues, that is the xylem and the phloem are mainly absent. So these are the 2 basic characteristics. Moving on further into the other characteristics, we will be focusing on the other aspects of the algae. Now these algae are mostly aquatic, both in case of the fresh water as well as in case of the marine water also. Furthermore, based on the habitat, they are found on the moist stones also, the soils as well as on wood. And in association with the fungi, they are said to be the lichens. So the algae and fungi are together known as the lichens, and they are also found on the surface of the animals also. For example, in case of the sloth bear. So on the surface of the sloth bear, such algae are mainly found. Now lichens you will be able to observe on the branches of the trees and especially during the monsoon season, as well as on the bark of certain trees and on the surface of the stones also. Well, they reproduce by means of various ways. that is vegetatively by means of the fragmentation, the asexually by means of the zoospores, and sexually by means of the fusion of the gametes. So these are the various ways with which the algae reproduce. There are different forms of algae and they all reproduce by various ways depending on the circumstances. Well, these gametes which they produce, they may be the isogamous, as in case of the Chlamydomonas. They may be the anisogamous in case of the other species of the Chlamydomonas, or it can be oogamous also, as in case of the volvox and in case of the fucus. Well, iso basically means same. So here the texture of the gametes are basically same in nature. So the height, the texture is basically same. Now anisogamous, a lot of differentiation will be able to observe in case of the anisogamous gametes. And in case of oogametes or in case of the oogamous species, some sort of differentiation is there, but they do show a lot of the similarities. Furthermore, focusing into the other major characteristics. Now these gametes, they have a huge role to play in case of the algae. Normally only under the microscope will be able to observe it out. The sex organs are generally one-celled and without any sterile jacket. Sterile means the non-reproductive. So the one cell structure is there but without any sterile jacket. Jacket means a group of cells. And no embryo formation takes place after the gametic fusion. So after the gametes have fused together, there is no further formation of the embryo. So the fusion of the gametes takes place by various ways, but there is no formation of the embryo that takes place. So only under the high powered electron microscope will be able to observe the major features of the algae, as well as they show the distinct alternation of generation. Alternation of generation means the reproduction which takes place one time by means of the gametes and the other time by means of the spores, or one time by means of the sexual reproduction and the other by means of the asexual reproduction. So therefore it is said to be alternation of the generation. Focusing on the algal groups and their various characteristics. The first one is the Chlorophyceae. From the name itself, Chlorophyceae, they have a chlorophyll content. Phaeophyceae and the Rhodophyceae. So these are the three major algal groups: the Chlorophyceae, the Phaeophyceae and the Rhodophyceae. Now focusing into the characteristics of it. Now Chlorophyceae are mainly green in nature. So they are said to be the green algae. Now why they are green? Because of the presence of the chlorophyll content. And there are categories of the chlorophyll, that is chlorophyll A and chlorophyll B. The stored food is there in the form of starch, and the cell wall is exclusively made up of the cellulose. They have a lot of flagellae. So the flagellation is there in the form of 2 to 8 equal and location at the apical regions. And based on the habitat, the location is there at the fresh water, brackish water. Brackish means the place where the sea water meets the lakes, and the salty water also. Furthermore, so these are the basic characteristics of the Chlorophyceae. Moving on to the other group, that is the Phaeophyceae. They are said to be the brown algae. Now why they are brown? Because of the presence of the chlorophyll A, C and fucoxanthin. Here fucoxanthin has a huge role to play. The stored food is there in the form of mannitol and laminarin. Here I am breaking the word so that it is easy for you people to learn it out. The cell wall is made up of the cellulose and the algin. And in relation to the flagella, there are two
basically unequal and laterally oriented. Now, what about the habitat where they are basically present? So, they are mainly present in case of the fresh water, very rare in nature, the brackish water, and in case of the salt water also. Moving on further into the other aspects of the algae, that is the rhodophyceae. They are said to be the red algae. Now this red algae is red in nature. Why and how? That is because of the presence of the pigments, that is A, that is the chlorophyll A, the chlorophyll D, and phycoerythrin. It is because of this phycoerythrin they are red in nature. The stored food is there in the form of Floridian starch, and the cell wall is made up of the cellulose, the pectin, and the polysulfate esters. Furthermore, in relation to the flagellation, here the flagella are absolutely absent in nature. In relation to the habitat, they are found in case of the brackish water, very some. In case of the fresh water, very some. The brackish water, and in case of the salt water. And most of them are found in case of the salt water. Well, these are the various characteristics of the numerous groups of the algae, that is the Chlorophyceae, Phaeophyceae, and Rhodophyceae. If you observe the common names, a lot of variations are there. So if the differences are asked in the examination, it can be written as per this entire tabulation. The major pigments that are present in them based on the chlorophyll content and the other aspects of the other pigments also. Furthermore, in relation to the stored food, that is also a lot of differences are there. In Chlorophyceae, we have the starch content. In the Phaeophyceae, the mannitol and the laminarin. And in case of the Rhodophyceae, the Floridian starch is mainly present. So these are the three major stored food found in case of the different groups of the algae. Furthermore, in relation to the cell wall, the Chlorophycean cell wall is made up of the cellulose, the Phaeophycean made up of the cellulose and the algin, and the Rhodophycean cell wall made up of the cellulose, the pectin, and the polysulfate esters. Furthermore, in relation to the flagellation, the Chlorophycean flagellae, they are basically 2 to 8 in number. They are equal and present at the apical, that is at the tip region. The Phaeophycean, they are mainly 2, they are unequal and laterally oriented on the sides. And in case of Rhodophyceae, they do not have flagella, so the movement mainly takes place by means of the water currents. And last but not the least, in relation to the habitat, the Chlorophycean algae is exclusively found in case of the fresh water, the brackish water, and in case of the salt water. The Phaeophycean algae is found in case of the fresh water, very rare in nature, the brackish water, as well as in case of the salt water too. And the Rhodophycean, they are found, that is, some of them are found in case of the fresh water, in case of the brackish water, and most of them are found in case of the salt water. So these are the basic characteristics individually as well as in the form of the comparison for the different groups of the algae, that is the Chlorophyceae, the Phaeophyceae, and the Rhodophyceae. In the time of the examination, it can be asked in the form of differences also. Well, which are the other useful aspects of the algae? Let us go into it. Now, at least mainly half of the total carbon dioxide fixation on the earth is carried out by the algae. Well, algae, now as they are found in case of the aquatic medium, a lot of the carbon dioxide fixation basically takes place by means of the algae. So, in doing so, it uses its own mechanism, its own various enzymes and hormones are used for it. Well, being photosynthetic in nature, they increase the level of the dissolved oxygen. So the oxygen level in the water is increased by them. which is very much useful for the aquatic organisms who are dependent on the water. Furthermore, and useful in various ways, just as they act as the primary producers. That is, they are the basis of the food cycles of all the aquatic animals. So the food chain, if we talk about, it starts with the plants, and the primary producers are nothing but the algae. Well, certain hydrocolloids such as the algin and the carrageen, they are obtained from the brown algae. That is in case of the laminaria and the macrocystis, and the red algae, that is the chondrus crispus respectively. Well, these are the hydrocolloids. Colloids means they are the semi-solid structures which are there with the involvement of water, so therefore they are said to be the hydrocolloids. Well, at certain places these brown algae and red algae are being eaten also, especially in case of the China and in case of the Japan. At these two places, these two algae are eaten as they have a lot of the nutritious content which is useful for their respective stomach, that is for the people who are exclusively living there. Well, it is also used to prepare agar-agar. Now, agar-agar is a type of gel, and the best agar is obtained from the cell wall of the red algae, that is the Geladium. The other sources are also included, that is the Gracilaria and the Gyartina. So this agar-agar is a type of gel by which the DNA testing is mainly done. Identification of the genome, that is a group of genes, that is exclusively done by means of this agar-agar gel. Furthermore, the chlorella and the spirulina, that is the unicellular algae which are rich in proteins, are also used as the food supplements even by the space travelers. Now, when the space travelers, they go to the space, they use specialized tins which are filled with such kind of algae, which is kept for a very long period of time, and it gives maximum energy for a short period of time, and as a result of which such space travelers, they get enough amount of energy to do their respective task. Further, in relation to the medicines, the ionized means the iodine based drugs such as the Kelpec or the kelp malt or the iscokelp are used in the thyroid dysfunctioning. Moreover, the antibiotic, that is the chlorelin, is also obtained from the chlorella. So in the field of the medicines also, the algae are having a huge importance. There are a lot of medicines that are prepared with the use of the algae also. Some of the medicines in relation to the coronavirus, that is a vaccination in relation to the coronavirus, at certain places they have been prepared with the use of a lot of algae also. So these are the various aspects of the algae, its various groups, and the useful aspects of the algae.
So that was the entire thing about the algae and its three major groups, that is the Rhodophyceae, the Phaeophyceae and the Chlorophyceae. Well, in the next class we shall discuss in much detail with one more major group of the plant kingdom, that is the Bryophytes. Thank you very much.